Hey guys, welcome back to episode 12 in Figure Fanatic. Remember to subscribe. Today we're opening up this Claus von Stauffenberg. This is the real likeness of the character from the film Valkyrie that was played by Tom Cruise. So for those of you who hadn't seen that film, a quick synopsis. This is the insider or the pretty high-ranking officer within the Nazi Party that collaborated with others to try to assassinate Hitler because they saw that he was bringing down their country and taking it in a dangerous direction. Excellent film, highly recommended if you haven't seen it. But this is a figure that came out from FACEPOOL Figure. That's the name of the company. Yeah, they actually also have a deluxe edition that uses the likeness of Tom Cruise. This particular figure here is the standard version. This is the likeness of the real Stauffenberg. So we're going to open this up and do a review, but I'm also going to do a side-by-side with the custom one that I've had for quite some time and see which one measures up as the best. Let's take a closer look. All right, so the box itself is I don't know, classic looking. I think a little bit boring. It's got a few pictures on back here of posing options. Yeah, but it's a sturdy box. I remember in the film the character, he's got a hand missing, and I forget. I think it was like from the war that his hand got severed. Okay. Should I read this? I'll read it. The 20 July plot was a failed attempt to assassinate Adolf Hitler, the Chancellor and leader of Nazi Germany, and subsequently overthrow the Nazi regime on 20 July 1944. The plotters were part of a German resistance mainly composed of well-marked officers. The leader of the conspiracy, Claus von Stauffenberg, planned to kill Hitler by detonating an explosive hidden in a briefcase. However, due to the location of the bomb at the time of the detonation, the blast only dealt Hitler minor injuries. The planner's subsequent coup attempt also failed and resulted in a purge of the Wehrmacht. On July 20, 1944, Stauffenberg placed one of two bombs in a briefcase under a table in Hitler's briefing room in the Wolf's Lair. He was unable to arm the second bomb in time. After Stauffenberg left the room, the briefcase was coincidentally moved under the heavy support of the table leg. It detonated but failed to kill Hitler. This was not, however, immediately known to the conspirators. An ally at Hitler's headquarters cut off all communications as Stauffenberg returned to Berlin to coordinate the implementation of Valkyrie. At first, the plan seemed to go smoothly as the reserve army began taking action, but delays, confusion, and poor communication robbed the coup of its initiative. Eventually, the facts of Hitler's survival was broadcast, and the plot rapidly unraveled. Within hours, the Nazi regime had reasserted its control of Germany. A few members of the conspiracy, including Stauffenberg, were executed by firing squad the night afterwards. In the months after the coup d'etat attempt, the Gestapo arrested more than 7,000 people, 4,900 of whom were executed. Wow. All right. I appreciate that little history lesson there to kind of orientate you to the figure. All right, so here he is. Once again, this is based on the likeness of the actual figure, historical figure, not Tom Cruise in the film adaptation. But very nice head sculpt. And from what I recall from photos of him, it's a very good likeness as well. It's got depth to it. It looks very well done. The boots are pleather, which I'm worried how this will hold up over time. We know that these materials tend to crack and flake. The pants look nice. Pretty thin material throughout. they did a nub here. So they took an actual standard figure body, and then they put this cap on it. So and it's got a little detailing there of the scar from the stitching. Very nice, though. Very nicely done. And then this is a plastic piece glued on here. Buttons look like they're pretty secure, glued on as well. Pockets work. And then just nothing really underneath. All right, let's look at what else we got here. Yeah, look at the detailing on the bottom there. Not bad at all. Okay. So we have his cap. And this is just a plastic visor here as well. We have his attaché, and it's once again, this is that leatherette material I think will flake over time, especially considering this glossiness effect that it has. But it looks nice enough. I think it's got some foam on the inside to give it some body. And then here is the handles as well. Looks like we got the belt and the sheath for the handgun. And here is the handgun with, looks like an extra magazine. This magazine does come out. It has little bullets in there. And a slide moves back and forth. So I think this is a PPK. Yeah, Walther. You can see it on there. It's weathered a little bit, so very good detailing on this one. Yeah, look at that. We have a watch here. And it's got the simulated leather on the band as well. So maybe that'll crack and break over time. Who knows? But good detail there on the watch face. Several documents. And it looks like, well, I can't tell what that is. Maybe they're supposed to be pens. It looks like a folio here. This looks like it's supposed to be a journal maybe, or passport. And then just some photos and documents. It's in German, so I don't understand what it says. Very nice. Maybe you could put that in the attaché. And then looks here, here's some ribbons. And yeah, it looks like there's some stickiness on the back here. So these are stickers, so that you can stick them onto the uniform. And we have maybe a necklace. Oh, his eye patch. Yeah. Don't know what that is. It looks like this might have been maybe the explosives that he put in the attaché. We got some tools here. And they open and close. 2 extra hands. Looks like a chunky display. Very chunky. So it's got his name on there and his date of birth and his date of death. That goes in there. So very nice. I've never seen one like this where it almost looks like a trophy base. I don't know if I like it. It's kind of bulky. I would rather the plate have been right here and not use up all this side space here. Well, that's pretty much it. Let's get this figure set up, and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, so here the figure is all set up. It's also side by side with my custom. One thing that I noticed as I unboxed the hands is that the two fingers are missing on each of the hands. And when I saw the first one, I thought maybe the hand was molded improperly. But I guess aside from missing his right hand entirely, he also was missing these two fingers on the left hand. So one thing that I noticed with the stand is if you're using the crotch holder right here, it's right on the edge of the back of the stand, of the base, and all this space is just dead. Now we could throw all this junk up here and say, okay, well now we got an area to display the accessories, but it still doesn't look right. Another reason why I don't like this base that they use. Now you could also just remove this entirely and have him standing here in the center of the base, which looks a little bit better. I stuck on the extra awards, but it looks like they were missing a few. So on my custom, you have this one right here that wasn't with the other figure, and then this one right here, which is a pretty important one. This was also missing for that figure as well. I do like the shoulder badging better on this one than this one. Everything else, I think, is also superior. The boots are better on this one. The crispness of the material, the thickness of the material, everything's just more crisp on this new figure. As far as color accuracy goes, you can't really tell the color difference that well between the pants and the blazer here. With this one, there is more of a contrast. Now, as far as the accessories go, I thought right off the bat that these photos were not to scale. They're too small. As you can see, the photos that I have with my custom, much larger. And the documents are also much better. So here, not only do you have this, you've got inside pages as well. This, they just took a shortcut and took a thick cardstock and then folded it over. Same thing with this. Same thing with this. So there's a little bit more variety and depth to the accessories, the paperwork and documents and stuff on the other figure I have. I found out that these go in here somehow, and these were the actual, I guess, chargers for the explosives. So you stuck it in there and it activated the explosive somehow. I forgot. He assembled it in the film, I remember. And then these tools are part of that as well. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to keep this figure and just switch out the heads, because I do like having, since I collect movie figures, not necessarily historical figures, I'm going to put the Tom Cruise head onto the new figure. But scale of 1 to 10, they didn't do too many shortcuts on here. I'm a little worried about the fake leather materials, like I mentioned earlier. We'll see how that pans out over time. There's some certain tips and tricks you could find on the internet to have them preserved as long as possible as far as that goes. I'm going to give this figure a 9.5 out of 10. Other than the shortcuts on the documents, this figure really excelled, and I'll let this slide with the bulkiness and the situation with the base. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.